Breathe 37.9 strives to find and meet the needs of families in our community and beyond. Their vision is to help as many people as possible. This is a non-judgmental place, no matter your economic status, your appearance, or your beliefs. Everyone is welcome. Join us in the next 30 minutes as we learn more about this wonderful organization and how they can help you or maybe someone you know. I'm Christy Breslin, and this is Harford MagaScene. Mike Nolan is the founder and the CEO of Breathe 37.9. He's here to tell us all about this very unique organization, what they do, and how they can help people in Harford County. Hi, Mike.
Hi, Christy.
Now, Mike, what is Breathe 37.9?
So Breathe 37.9 is a nonprofit, faith-based organization where we do anything and everything that we can to help meet needs of the community and beyond.
The name's very unique, so where did the name come from?
So Breathe 37.9 is based out of scripture in the Bible, the book of Ezekiel, chapter 37, verse 9. Ezekiel, just to paraphrase, is kind of standing in a vision in a almost like a cemetery full of dry bones. The bones start to come together, their body's standing there, and he says to God, he says, well, I've got a vast army standing in front of me now, but there's no life in them. And God told him to breathe life into them. So Breathe 37.9 comes from, we believe that whatever we can do, we're trying to breathe life back into people, especially in a society right now where things are so chaotic and people are living paycheck to paycheck, week to week, trying to survive. And if we can help by offering a canned good, or we can help by offering a toy or some clothing, we're trying to breathe life into them.
How did you first get started?
Everything that we do is a culmination of things that I've just kind of done throughout my entire life. And after a little bit of peer pressure from some friends, we decided to form an actual nonprofit and just come together and actually put everything under one title, under one roof, and go from there.
How does it help our community members? And is it open to all community members? How does that work?
There's no restrictions. You come in, if you need food, we're going to help you with food. If you need clothing, we're going to help you with that. If there's something that we cannot provide, we'll reach out and see who can provide it. And if we can't find if we cannot find someone that does, we'll find a way to do that. But it's basically whoever you are, whatever you believe, we're going to do what we can to love on you and do what we can.
Obviously, an organization like this takes a lot of dollars to run. So where do all your funds come from?
So we have different fundraisers throughout the year. Of course, you can always go to our website, which is breathe379.com, and there's a tab on there where you can donate financially. We're always collecting clothes, things like that. But we do fundraisers throughout the year. We've got a fundraiser coming up that will be online, where it's basically almost like an old school telethon, where we're kind of sitting around just talking and telling stories. And in between all that, we've got some great musicians, awesome friends from around the area that have sent in clips that'll be put on through all that too.
I know that there's a lot of needs right now, but what would you say would be your biggest needs?
What is our biggest need right now? So we have a ton of stuff. So the building that we're in right now, just to be blatantly honest, God has really, really blessed us in an incredible way, where all this started out in my one-bedroom apartment. And then a couple of years ago, maybe a year or so ago, we had a gentleman step up and say, hey, I've got a building for you. You fix it up, do what you guys need to. So we have some needs in the building. We need a new roof right now, things like that. We're always looking to, we're working with a flooring company who's going to do the floor. And then, of course, the other needs are pantry things, clothing things, toys for our toy drive. Thanksgiving, we collect full meals and deliver them to families. So we need people to donate that as well.
So you said anyone is eligible for services, anyone of any age?
Yep, all ages, all beliefs. It doesn't matter who you are. So one thing that we believe wholeheartedly, and is that we tell everybody, listen, here's the deal, is that Jesus is absolutely crazy about you. And we want you to know that above anything. So we'll try to encourage you that sometimes life just stinks, right?
Yeah.
That's the way it is.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But in the middle of it, you're cared about and you're loved about. You've got a group of people here that are willing to walk through life with you. And we're going to do everything we can to let you know that God's not leaving you either. And he's going to walk with you and all that too.
Now, we know that people are very worried about privacy issues. So maybe someone that comes in and goes to the food pantry that doesn't want people to know that they are getting food. Are your services anonymous?
Yeah, so folks come in, they fill out a little registration form just so we can track things, because we like to follow up with people too. We do offer prayer for people when they come in. Not everybody takes it, and that's okay. We won't force anything on anybody. But we do like to follow up and say, hey, how are things going? Is there something else you need? But all that stays with us. No one else sees any of that.
Now, coming up, we're going to talk to a lot of different people that volunteer for the organization about your services. Can you give us an idea about what some of those services entail?
We do, of course, the food pantry, the clothing closet. We do lunches. We have an annual toy drive, Thanksgiving meals. We have an event called Breathe Hope once a year, where it's a massive cookout. Where at that cookout, we also have other organizations come and they provide services right on the spot. Other nonprofits, other businesses, where maybe they're learning how to write a resume or how to do a budget or just anything like that.
What would you like people to know most about Breathe 37.9?
That we care, and we completely believe that we're in this together, no matter what. We're not perfect by any means, but we're willing to walk through life with you. And again, our bottom line is whatever that looks like, we're always going to point you back to Jesus. Even if that's not something you believe, that's okay. That's between you and whatever. But the reason we do what we do is because we believe that he cares about you, and we care about you. So we want to make sure that that always comes across.
Mike, thank you so much. And, you know, as we've said, very unique organization, very giving, and people can come here to feel comfortable and fit in. So thank you for making that possible for all of our residents.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, Christy.
Now, Mike told you that they offer a variety of different services. What are those services and who are the people in charge? That's all coming up. I have the honor now of sitting with Cheryl Andrews. She is the manager of the cabin here at Breathe 37.9. She's here to tell us all about it. Hi, Cheryl.
Hi, Christy.
Now, Cheryl, you're the manager of the cabin. What exactly is the cabin?
So the cabin is basically a clothing closet that people can come in, families can come in and go back and get the items that are needed, whether it's for themselves or their children. They are entitled to get bags of clothing, shoes, anything that they need and take with them.
Now, do you provide clothing for families like children, men, infants, toddlers?
Yes.
Cheryl, how did the families find out about you? And if so, how can they come in and take advantage of your services?
Anyone is eligible, and the families find out about us through, we try to circulate on Facebook, word of mouth, and we all try to post information on our Facebook pages as well so that we can get as many families in that need help with these items.
Can you maybe talk about a particular individual that you helped, maybe somebody whose life you really made a difference in?
There is an incident where there was a family came in, a Hispanic family, and she had a couple kids with her, and there was a little boy who needed shoes. And I went through some of the shoes that we had, and unfortunately we didn't have the size he needed. So he was really kind of upset about it. So that following weekend, I went to some thrift stores and bought some different size shoes for him and brought them back. And then the next time they came in, he was able to choose some shoes that he liked, and it just kind of really, it made an impact on me.
Now, tell me about the donations. How do we make donations?
You could make a donation just going to the website and or sending an email just indicating that a donation was needed or wanted to be made, as well as a Facebook message.
From your point of view, what is it like to be part of an organization like Breathe 37.9?
It's a really great feeling. It's really great to be able to help people that that need help and really don't know where to turn, especially in these times. It's hard enough with everything going on, so it's a great feeling to let people get what they need for their families.
When did you first become involved with Breathe 37.9?
So I became involved with Breathe through church. My church is where I first heard about it, and Mike and I actually attend the same church, so I started to get involved when I could, and then just kind of got more involved, and now I really, really like it.
Now, I know that you volunteer, you have for a long time. What kind of volunteer duties do you perform?
So I take the donations in. I try and track what comes in. I try to make build a personal relationship with people. So if there's certain things that they need, that's always one of my questions I try and ask them. If there is something particular that they need and we don't have it, then I will try and, put a blurb out on Facebook or something that, we'd like to try and get something so that we can help them with things that are needed for their home, or if they're going to have a baby and they need strollers or cribs or something like that.
Now, if anybody wanted to come in and volunteer, why should they do it? I mean, in your opinion, what are the benefits of being a volunteer?
The benefits of volunteering are actually, this is a really great place to volunteer. We have a lot of fun. The benefits are, anybody can come in and you make great friends. It's a non-judgmental place that you can come in and just have a good time, get to meet people, socialize. So there's a lot of benefits to it.
Cheryl, thank you so much for all that you do and all these services that you provide to so many people in need in our community. It's amazing how many people are in need.
Thank you.
Well, you've heard about Cheryl's cabin. Now you're going to hear about Nick's place, and we'll speak with Nick himself. Stay with us. Nick Nizer is the Vice President of Breathe 37.9 and also the manager of Nick's Place. He's here to tell us all about their services and what makes them different from other food and clothing pantries. Hi, Nick.
Hi, Christy.
Nick, what exactly is the Hope Center?
Well, the simple answer is it's a food pantry and a clothing closet, but under the surface, it's a whole lot more than that. It's a place where people can come and get clothing and food, what they need, but it's also a place for them to come in and just actually come into a place and sit down. If they're anxious or upset about something, they can sit down, have a coffee, have a drink, just relax, sit about for a little while. And then once they feel comfortable, then they can go off and get what they need and so forth. So like I said, the simple answer is a clothing closet and a food pantry, but it's a lot more. We also, ask them how they're doing. We'll talk to them, sit with them for a while, pray with them if they need prayer, if they want prayer. And so it's a lot more than just coming in and getting food and walking out the door. We offer a whole lot more than that.
Now, Nick, tell me about what you do here. Tell me about Nick's Place.
I am a board member. I'm the vice president of Breathe. I'm also the manager of Nick's Place, which is where we give out coffee and drinks and lunches and so forth. And I also do a lot of construction. Basically what it is we, like I said, people come in and we want them to come in and feel welcome and just sit down and relax for a while instead of just coming in, getting food and running out the door. We want to help them, not only with their physical needs and that kind of stuff, but also with their emotional and spiritual needs. So we offer them coffee, tea, hot coffee, iced tea, iced coffee, and then we also offer lunches. We'll make them lunches. We buy, for a while we had Chick-fil-A was donating lunches to us, sandwiches. And after they ran out, then we buy subs and we put those in lunches with fruit and a drink and so forth. And so we hand those out also while they're in here.
What makes Breathe 37.9 so different from other food pantries?
The difference is that when they use most food pantries, they get handed a couple bags of food and they leave. The difference is when they come in here, they have the opportunity to go into the food pantry themselves. Once they check in with Mike, they go into the food pantry, they get to go through the pantry and pick out exactly what they like, what they need, what their family likes. And depending on how many people in their family, they'll get up to so many bags, which usually lasts them for a week. We try to estimate how much they need for a week because we're only open once a week. So that way there's no real waste, because we have a lot of people that actually come here and get donations from us and then bring back donations of stuff they get from other places their family can't eat or they're allergic to, and they'll bring it to us because they just don't want to waste it. So that's where it's a lot different than any other food pantry. And also with the clothing pantry, they get to walk through, look at the clothes, everything's hanging up, they can see what's there, and it's all sized, so they can actually like they're shopping instead of just getting a handout, So to me, it's a lot more friendly, it's a lot more user friendly for them to come in and get these things. And most people come in here and say they've never been to a place like this where they can actually pick what they want and walk away. So.
And you said, of course, the services are open to anyone, right?
Yeah. Anybody in need, yeah.
How have things changed, especially with COVID now coming into the picture?
Well, we opened up in March, and when we first opened up, we were allowing people into the building. And then as COVID progressed and got worse, we had to actually stop people from coming in. So what we did is our main door here, we actually put a table there, and we had the door open. And then our other door in the back, we put a table outside. So what we did is people would come up to the door, they would have to fill out a sheet with their name and so forth and all the information that we needed for Mike to fill in. And then they would fill out another sheet, which they put on there. We have everything listed in the pantry. Everything that's in the pantry is listed on that sheet. And they would circle what they want. And then we had Bailey and Cheryl and them in the pantry, and they would gather all the food together for them. And so then when we'd set it on the tables out in the back so they could take it out, but they still got to choose what they wanted. And during that time, we couldn't allow the clothing pantry to be open, so that was unfortunate. But they still got to come in and get food. So.
Well, that's important.
And we just reopened again in about the middle of July to let people in the building again. Of course, masks are required and so forth, but at least they can come in and sit down and relax and stay a while if they want. And there, people are welcome just from the neighborhood, just welcome to come in and hang out. And some people do. They just come in, sit down, hang out, and chat with us.
Why would you recommend Breathe 37.9 to others?
It's not like any other pantry. You can come in and pick what you want. But the real thing is that people come here and not only get, like I said, the physical needs they need, but they also get the emotional and spiritual things they might need. Because a lot of people come in here are really in a bad way, not just with their finances or just with their, stuff, but they have a lot of family issues or, different things like that we pray with them for and so forth. So they don't get that at other food pantries or clothing closets, unless it's a church-based or whatever.
Thank you so much, Nick, for everything that you do, and I'm very impressed by Nick's place.
Thanks.
Now, coming up next, we're going to hear all about the annual toy drive and more about the unique services this wonderful organization has to offer. Stay with us. Cheryl Ruiz is a board member and an outreach coordinator here at Breathe 37.9. She's here to tell us all about what they do and, of course, their famous annual toy drive. Hi, Cheryl.
Hi, Christy.
Cheryl, what exactly is an outreach coordinator? What do you do?
I guess I would say in a nutshell, the different events and the things that we do, just kind of helping to coordinate those as much as I can, be a part of it, and volunteer.
I know the toy drive is very popular. You do it annually. Tell us about it.
In the community, we put out boxes in local businesses so people can come and donate toys for various age groups. Once those boxes are filled, pick them up, bring them here. Hopefully by the time the toy drive comes around, we have enough toys to fill the different needs for different age groups. We try to cover a wide range, usually like newborn all the way up to about 16. And then after that, when the toys are here, we try to get volunteers, which we usually have plenty of, which is a lot of fun. We have a wrapping day where we wrap the presents, and just kind of have some music and some food and enjoy the time together. And all the toys get wrapped and back in the boxes according to their age category, so that when they're on the truck, we know what to give out for different, like gender and age.
Now, what kind of toys do you accept? They all have to be new, or can some of them be used? What is the situation regarding donations?
We say new. It doesn't have to be wrapped, obviously, because we have a day that we'll all wrap them together. So,
how did the toy drive first get started?
Mike had a vision or a dream about 15 years ago, and he started the toy drive, kind of like what I had explained to you. And it got put on hold for a while. It didn't happen for a long time. And then about 5 years ago, it started officially under Breathe 37.9.
And when do you start collecting toys for the drive?
It's local businesses will open we can leave a box in their lobby or in their whatever their business is if they agree to do so, and leave a large box and people can donate. It has a sign on it for what it's about, and hopefully they'll be telling people when they come in about it. We encourage that, but we'll see how it goes.
Is there any way that we can find out which places we can drop off donations to?
There are quite a few businesses in the community, and you can find the list of them on the website for Breathe 379 or on our Facebook page. And if you want more information, you can easily email Breathe 379. All the information's on our website.
Now, are there any opportunities for local businesses to become involved? Maybe they could become a drop-off point?
Oh, absolutely. We would love to get as many people involved as possible so we can reach as many kids as possible.
Can you think of any one particular person or maybe a family that's come in and you've helped them and their story just really had an impact on you?
I'd say there was one family a few years ago. The little girl had come. Usually it's a truck that goes into the neighborhood, and the kids kind of expect it. We go to a different place each year, but it's usually in the same community, not community, but neighborhoods, if you will. So we've been different places in the same community. So they kind of know around the time of year we're coming. Of course, it's Christmas time. So anyway, little girl had come out. You know, she knew the truck was there. She came out to get her toy, and she smiled. She talked with Santa, you know, had a little exchange there. And I got to talk to her a little bit on the side, and I think Mike had also. And then something just tugged in my heart about her and Mike's heart about her. So I asked him if we could we just go and knock on her door just to see how she's doing, maybe meet her family. And we don't go anywhere alone, so Mike and I walked together and knocked on her door, and her mom answered. And just come to find out after just talking with her mom for a few minutes, her dad had just passed away. The little girl's dad had just passed away a few months before that. And the mother had said it's the first time her daughter had smiled since her dad passed away after getting that toy from Santa. So to me, that's like just a huge blessing to be able to, you know, do that for a child. So
It's heartwarming. That really is. What's your favorite part about being involved with Breathe 379?
gosh, there's so many. I guess one of them is, you know, being here on a Wednesday or on a Saturday when we serve, and people are constantly, oh, thank you so much, thank you so much. And I'm able to say, you know, most of the time, at least I try to say, you know, you're welcome, but I just need you to know, like, this is all by the Lord. This is all done by God. I mean, people, you know, donate the food and they donate the clothing. You know, sure, I can say you're welcome, you know, because I'm here and I want to be here, but just to be able to point them back to God and to be able to say, you know, this is His doing. He is doing this, you know, and just to be able to even bring up God and have a conversation sometimes, that's probably one of the biggest blessings for me.
Cheryl, thank you so much. And it's so heartwarming to hear about all these kids that are getting these wonderful gifts that without you, they wouldn't. So thank you for all that you do.
You're welcome.
So we've heard about the toy drive, and we've heard about Nick's Place. We've heard about the cabin. There's more to come. Stay with us. Joining me now is Bailey Lampe, and she is the manager of Bailey Sue's Country Market. As you've seen, this organization has so many different aspects to it, and Bailey is responsible for the market, so she's here to tell us all about it. Hi, Bailey.
Hi.
Bailey, how long have you been with Breathe 379?
Well, I started with Breathe 379 back in the beginning of December when Mike had started advertising for volunteers for the annual toy drive. And since then, I've been here pretty much twice a week, if not 3 or 4 times a week, since we opened in March.
Bailey, I know you're going to college and you have a lot going on in your life, so how are you managing volunteerism and school?
It's difficult, I'm not gonna lie, but I just have such a heart for this organization and everything that they're doing to help other people. So I just make time, do my school when I can, and, you know, work the schedule around being here and doing everything that I can.
From what I've seen firsthand, it's a lot of fun to work here.
It is a lot of fun.
Now, what exactly is Bailey Sue's Country Market?
So Bailey Sue's Country Market is actually our food pantry, and the title came about, my name isn't Bailey Sue, but Mike started calling me Bailey Sue from day one, and when we were thinking of a name to call the food pantry to give it more of like a homey feel, you know, the clothing closet is the cabin, the coffee bar is Nick's Place, so we came up with Bailey Sue's Country Market just because it sounded welcoming and it really fit the atmosphere.
Bailey, I have to bring this up. I hope I don't embarrass you, but I have never seen anything organized the way that country market is organized.
Thank you.
Tell me about how you do that.
So when we receive donations, we obviously make sure there's no dents or expirations or anything like that. And then when we receive the donations, I take them into the pantry and I organize them by expiration date, and all the labels are facing forward, everything like that. It's actually a lot of fun and I enjoy organizing.
Now, what kind of food donations do you accept?
We accept all food donations that are non-perishable. So cereals, snacks, canned goods, anything boxed. We also accept personal donations, so anything like shampoo, conditioner, toothpaste, toothbrushes, mouthwash, toilet paper, all that kind of stuff.
When families come in, is there a certain limit on food that they can take?
Yes, so they come in and they do their own shopping. They take what their family is going to use, but we do it according to their family size. So we have the shelves organized in a way where all the canned goods are on one shelf and the personal items are on one shelf, and they come in and we usually say like 3 canned goods, but 3 different types of canned goods, however many you need for your family to get you through the next week.
Is there any particular food items that you think you need more than others?
We are always in need of the personal items because not every food pantry gives out personal items, and we know that a lot of people need them and they can't get them at most places. So that's the one thing that we're always looking for donations for.
It seems like you've helped so many people. Can you talk about some of the families that you've helped?
Yeah, there have been so many families that we've helped. One in particular, actually today, she came in and she compared us to a toothache because we're so sweet and we care about everybody that walks in the door and we just want the best for them.
Oh.
Yeah.
Now, Bailey, what about the hours for the food pantry? When are people welcome to come in?
So we're open every Wednesday from 10 to 2. You can walk in at any time and we'll take you back to the food pantry and you can get what you need. We're also open the second Saturday of every month from 12 to 4.
Bailey, thank you so much. I'm so impressed with what you do, especially being a college student, so thank you for that.
Thank you, Christy.
Now, Breathe 37.9 is a place where people can come for help and escape the pressures of society and life. If you or someone you know could benefit from their services or would just like a place to fit in, you can always visit their website at breathe379.com. I'm Christy Breslin. See you next month on Harford MagaScene.